Good evening. This is Team Said Major News. I am Ife Oluwahe Kundayo, here to give headlines. The federal government launches $500 million spin program project to boost irrigation, hydropower, and food security. INEC wants political parties to ensure campaign activities comply with Electoral Act. On the foreign scene, Iran vowed to one continuing missile attacks and says U.S. talks not on the agenda. And in sports, President Tinubu mourns ex-Super Eagles coach Omidmide. And now the news in details. The federal government today flagged off the Sustainable Power and Irrigation for Nigeria scheme project, a $500 million initiative aimed at strengthening irrigation, improving dam safety, and boosting hydropower generation to enhance food security and economic growth. Speaking at the launch in Abuja, the Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Utseb, described the project as a strategic intervention designed to modernize Nigeria's irrigation systems and improve the management of water resources. Utseb said the SPIN project, supported by the World Bank, would enhance the safety and operations of dams across the country while expanding irrigation infrastructure to improve agricultural productivity. According to the minister, the initiative aligns with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu, particularly in addressing the national emergency on food security declared by the administration. He noted that the project would help Nigeria reduce its dependence on rain-fed agriculture, especially in the face of climate change, erratic rainfall patterns, and growing food demand driven by population growth. The federal government has launched a public consultation to gather opinions on potential measures to protect children online, including age restrictions for social media platforms. Announcing the initiative today via its official X account, the Minister of Communications, Innovation, and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, highlighted the opportunities and risks of the Internet for children. According to the minister, while the Internet offers significant opportunities for learning, creativity, and communication, it also exposes children to risks such as cyberbullying, harmful content, online exploitation, misuse of personal data, and emerging challenges linked to artificial intelligence tools. The minister shared a link to the survey, inviting Nigerians to provide their feedback. The move aligns with global trends in which countries like Australia have implemented outright bans on social media for all users under 16. President Bola Tinubu has said that state governors in Nigeria are no longer using bank loans to pay their workers' salaries under his administration. The president made a remark during an interfaith iftar gathering at the presidential villa in Abuja, which included religious and traditional leaders. Tinubu mentioned that the financial situation is government's inherited was very difficult, but the changes his team implemented have helped to improve the country's financial stability. The president said his government will keep increasing support for important areas like farming and schools to make sure young people have a better future. Tinubu also mentioned that his government remains committed to making the country safer and improving the economy. Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals has announced reductions in prices of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol and diesel. According to a new pricing template released by the refinery today, the gantry price of petrol has been reduced by 100 naira, dropping from 1,175 naira to 1,075 naira per liter. The refinery also stated that the price of PMS for coastal supply will now be 1,050 naira per liter. Similarly, the price of automotive gas oil diesel has been reduced to 1,430 naira per liter at the gantry, down from the previous 1,620 naira per liter. This represents a decrease of 190 naira per liter. The refinery noted that these gantry prices do not include regulatory charges from the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. Yes, it's real news. How do I? This is my camera, and I'm reading from here. It's real news. The Independent National The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has said it will establish a joint with the Nigerian Air Force to strengthen logistics and security arrangements ahead of forthcoming elections. INEC Chairman Professor Joash Amokuiton-San disclosed this today in Abuja when the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Kelvin Andike, paid a courtesy visit to the commission. Amokuiton said that the committee would enhance coordination between INEC and the Air Force in preparation for key electoral activities, including off-cycle governorship elections and the 2027 general elections. The INEC chairman noted that the commission had already released the timetable for the 2027 general elections, with the Presidential and National Assembly elections scheduled for January 16, 2027, while the governorship and state assembly elections will be held on February 16, 2027. He also disclosed that the commission would conduct the Ekiti state election in June and the Osun state governorship election on August 15, describing them as crucial exercises ahead of the general elections. Amokuiton stressed that successful elections and demand largely on effective logistics and security arrangements, adding that INEC intends to deepen its collaboration with the military, particularly in the areas of transportation and access to difficult terrains. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) in Osun State has advised political parties and their candidates to ensure that their campaign activities comply strictly with the provisions of the Electoral Act 2026, as well as the Commission's regulations guiding political parties and electioneering activities. This comes as INEC announced that political campaigns for the 2026 governorship election will officially begin tomorrow, March 11, 2026. INEC said this in accordance with the Commission's approved timetable and schedule of activities. The electoral body disclosed this in a first statement signed by the Resident Electoral Commissioner, Dr. Mutiu Abuke, and issued by Musa Olurde, the Oshu INEC Public Affairs Officer, today. The Commission noted that the commencement of campaigns marked the beginning of open political parties by parties and candidates ahead of the governorship poll slated for August 15, 2026. The Commission specifically warned against the use of inflammatory rhetoric during the campaign period, emphasizing that hate speech, abusive language, and acts of violence are prohibited under the Electoral Act. INEC also encouraged political actors to focus on programs and policies during their engagements with voters. The Osun State chapter of the All Progressive Congress (APC) has accused the administration of Governor Ademola Adeleke of planning to secure a 300 billion naira loan using the state's 30 local government councils as collateral. In a statement issued by its chairman Tajuddin Lawal today, the party alleged that the proposal involved borrowing the funds from Unity Bank PLC and warned that such arrangement would be unlawful. Lawal claimed that the state government convened a meeting yesterday at the state secretariat in Abere with local government officials and senior administrative officers where the alleged borrowing plan was discussed. According to the APC chairman, those invited to the meeting include local government chairmen elected under the People's Democratic Party, PDP, heads of local government administrations, directors of administration, and heads of finance across the 30 councils and the area office. You're listening to the major news coming to you from Timsed 94.1 FM, transmitting from Iliajun, Okabuja, Ijebdu, Osun State, Nigeria. It's real news. You can listen to us on Radio Garden and Zen Radio app at Timsed 94.1 FM. You can watch us live on our Facebook page at Timsed FM. You can also follow us on Instagram page at Timsed_radio. And you can now download Timsed app on Play Store. You're welcome back. The Pan-Yoruba social political organization Afenifere has warned that the rising incidents of kidnapping and banditry in the southwest should not be tolerated, stressing the need for stronger measures to address the growing threats. The group's national policy secretary, Jare Ajayi, made the remarks during an interview today. Ajayi expressed concern over increasing security challenges across the region and urged stakeholders not to allow fear about the potential misuse of state police by governors to derail discussions on strengthening the country's security architecture. According to him, while concerns about possible abuse of state police structures are understandable, they should not prevent the adoption of measures required to combat violent crimes. On the foreign scene, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said today that negotiations with the United States were no longer being considered as the war between both sides entered its 11th day. Araghchi said, or told Tehran had a very bitter experience during previous negotiations with the U.S. The conflict began on February 28 when the United States and Israel carried out strikes on Iran that killed the supreme leader and triggered a war that has spread across the Middle East. The attacks happened 2 days before Washington and Tehran were scheduled to resume talks after 3 earlier rounds of negotiations. Mediators from Oman involved in the discussions had earlier said there was significant progress in the dialogue, and Iran has since retaliated with drone and missile strikes targeting Israel and U.S. interests across the region. The conflict has also disrupted shipping through the strategic Strait of Hormuz, a key route through which nearly 20% of the world's crude oil is transported. At the interview, Araghchi said Iran's actions were in self-defense. And in sports, President Bola Tinubu has sympathized with the family and associates of renowned football administrator and former Super Eagles head coach Chief Festus Adeboye Onimide. Chief Onimide passed away on Monday at the age of 88. In a statement by his spokesperson Bayo Onanuga, the president extended his condolences to the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF), the National Sports Commission (NSC), professional colleagues and fans of the administrator who distinguished himself as the first indigenous coach of the Super Eagles in 1982. President Tinubu commended the contributions of the Modakeke High Chief to the development of the grassroots football and to the strengthening of football administration in Nigeria. The president acknowledged the historic leadership of Chief Onigbede, who guided the Super Eagles to the finals of the African Cup of Nations in 1984, stating that the accomplished football manager will be remembered for his discipline, integrity, foresight, and passion for the round leather game. The president prayed for the repose of the departed and comfort for his family. Family is so cool. Okay. Taking car? Imata. If you have any information you want us to know about or you want to reach us on marketing, advert, and sponsorships or programs, please get across to us on 0904 555 3424. Remember, growth and comfort do not coexist. And that ends Team Said Major News by Ifeoluwa Ekundayo. Good evening. Thank you for listening. Hi guys. Good evening. Somebody was asking if this is a real news. Yes, it's a real news. It's real. I work in a radio station. So I'm going to be making a video introducing myself again for my new subscribers. I'll make an introduction video, just video, to introduce myself. So you guys should drop your your questions under my last post so that I will answer them in that video I want to make. Ohun Ọ̀làdùnní.